I'm Joe with Miniature Landscape Hobbies, and in this episode, we're going to look at an absolutely incredible private O-scale model railroad setup. Miniature Landscape Hobbies is proudly supported by these sponsors. About 45 minutes from Miniature Landscape Hobbies Studios in Wasaga Beach, Ontario, is a house that has an absolutely amazing model train layout. Or should I say, a model train layout that has a house. Because the house has been specifically constructed to house the layout. At over 75 feet in length and measuring 2,000 square feet, this O-scale layout is the most impressive privately owned miniature spread I have ever seen. The first impression of the train room is that you are in the presence of a true expert of the art of building a miniature. And if you're looking for inspiration, even a brief glance at the layout will get you motivated. In his space, you can see the builder is capable of simply the most amazing miniature work. But he's the first to admit that the project is not done. In fact, he told me it's only about 40% complete. From a model builder's point of view, though, an incomplete project is what you want, as there are always new skills to explore. And of course, the joy of unlocking the new artistic potential of your work is the best reward. With this in mind, let's take a closer look at the model spread and gain some insight and hopefully inspiration for developing our own unique features and visual interest for our miniature builds. Encompassing the entire basement of over 2,000 square feet, the O-scale layout has literally shaped the entire house around it, including extra tall, 9-foot high basement ceilings to make the space roomy for the viewer and provide vertical room for features such as mountain ranges. The track itself is a loop layout, with 2 tracks running more or less parallel, though with a large number of sidings to outfit the various industries that are modeled along the way. All of this track combines to make for a nearly endless combination of operations that you can use when you're engaged with the spread. Of course, it can get kind of complex managing the traffic of 50-some locomotives at a time. So the tracks currently have more than 90 switches, and several trains can run at a time on the DCS control system. The actual structural design is only the tip of the iceberg. The layout is fully wired with interactive lighting. Most signals are functional. Oh yeah, and there's sound effects. Not just for the trains, but also the ambient sounds of weather and a carnival. The technical work to do this is extensive and includes push-button features to activate certain diorama-like vignettes that are incorporated into the wider layout. All of this variety makes sure the entire train display room is immersive, though the viewer is 1-to-1 scale, I guess. The 1/48th world around them feels about as realistic and natural as a walk through the neighborhood park. Obviously, a model railway needs locomotives and train cars. Here, the builder has also put a custom touch on almost everything. This largely involves putting custom interior and lighting into the cars. Here and there, you can see lit car interiors complete with passengers, candles, and other features. These weren't part of the original kit, but added to enhance the experience of the viewer. The builder considers this his specialty and funds the operation of his display based on the sales of custom wiring for cars for other model railroaders. Even features as small as the lit cigar on this stowaway hobo are included. I'd like to take a quick moment to thank my Patreon supporters. Without their assistance, Miniature Landscape Hobbies would not be possible. If you would like to learn more about the benefits of becoming a Patreon supporter, please check the link in the video description. As mentioned before, the track is a rough double loop, but to say it's a simple design would be untrue. In fact, there are many areas where the trains are passing between levels or over bridge structures. In particular, because the central walkway for the viewer more or less bisects the length of the layout, the builder has to get creative in a couple of spots. First is a two-track drawbridge that descends as trains approach to span the walkway. The viewer has to watch for signals to make sure that he doesn't have it lowered on his head. The second thing that stood out to me is, well, a second bridge. No less than 6 feet long, this bridge crosses from mountain peak to peak over the walkway and makes use of those 9-foot-high ceilings to span high above the viewer's head. Lastly, a model railroad would just not be complete if it didn't have a tunnel, and the builder has included one that is as equally impressive to match the layout, because it's 40 feet long. This creates the impression that the locomotives are leaving the room bound for other parts of the country. The difference between a good and great miniature artist hinges on visual interest. The ability to convey a time and place, as well as a sense of action in your work, is essential. And here, the builder of this layout really excels. Everywhere you look, a small story is unfolding to draw you in. The carnival's in full swing, with people moving rapidly between rides. If you like drama, you'll see it too. A car crash, fortunately near the hospital. And of course, a firefighting element is in there as well. Speaking of fire, a forest fire also burns in the distance. If you're looking for more whimsical details, you'll find them here too. A model shop within a model train set? Could this destroy the space-time continuum? Maybe. Lastly, one of life's greatest mysteries is addressed in the layout. Apparently, we're not alone, as some aliens are seen abducting cattle. Beyond the technical details, lights, and interactive features, it's these small touches that are what truly impresses and allows the viewer to understand that what you're seeing is, in fact, a masterwork. There are hours of immersive details, and some spill from one into the next, turning the experience of casually viewing the layout into something akin to a movie rendered in still life. So there you have it, a tour and some model building inspiration from a giant in the miniature building hobby. Pun intended. By sharing our own adventures in the hobby and blurring the lines between the various disciplines of building a miniature, we all benefit. And when it comes to this O-scale spread, there is plenty to inspire us to help us all grow. As indicated before, this build is only partially done, so stay tuned for more. We're sure to revisit this amazing work in the future. I'll be back next week with more model building, tabletop wargame, and diorama construction content. Keep your eyes peeled. That's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. Please remember to subscribe, press the bell button so you get immediate notification on our videos, and until next time, remember to keep building life in miniature.